Hello, my name is Chris and this is development blog of a game in vacuum. Today I would like to present you the version 0.3. Together with Darek we worked on it for last year. In the game, player will need to make choices at every random or orchestrated event that has happened. Some of those events will have pause effects that will remain after the event itself has completed. For being able to use those, we have created bonus system that allows us to add or remove bonuses to equipment items. As for now, it is limited to a single bonus type, but will be expanded so that almost every aspect of the ship can be bumped positively or negatively by the player choices. Same as in previous versions, we have worked on designing our ships. In the game there will be 3 different ships. In version 0.1 we have white boxed first, the smallest ship called Hauler. In version 0.2 we have Polish Hauler and added white box version of the second ship called Demeter. Demeter rooms are placed on a rotating ring that generates artificial gravity. In current version 0.3 we have added camera system to the Hauler, polished the Demeter and created white box version of our third, final ship called Aphrodite. Aphrodite will be a ship which rooms are placed on a sphere. Similarly to Demeter, it has gravity, but Aphrodite's gravity comes from the center of the sphere where a generator is located. The idea of the generator is theoretical, but let's only say it is a combination of a white hole wrapped around black hole. Aphrodite will be approximately 47 times bigger than a Hauler, so its completion will take some more time. We also have added a simple menu. Whilst it doesn't have much functionality yet, it allowed us to explore the idea of pausing the game, which should affect in-game time. Our game will focus around 2 pools of resources. One reserved for the astronaut, which we already presented in past versions, and one for the ship. In this version we have made a huge step by introducing first version of the resource manager. Our ships will require 3 types of resources: fuel, powder and electricity. Fuel will be used for acceleration in the space, however in some cases it could be exchanged for electricity. Powder is a resource that represents material used for building equipment items on the ship. As for now, constructing or deconstructing of items has maximum efficiency, so during disassembly we are able to receive all the powder that was used for assembling. Powder, however, will be limited, so it is up to the player to decide which equipment types are most important to the current situation on the ship. For all existing equipment types we have added effect of assembling or disassembling. This will allow the player to see the progress of construction without checking device interfaces. Electricity, in most of the cases, will come for free, but its generation rate will be heavily restricted. As it is needed to power up most of the devices, there might be a situation that the ship will lack some of it. We also have added the first client of the fuel. Thrusters control allow the player to set up required speed. After that, fuel will be consumed for acceleration. When ship's velocity reaches the required level, engines will go into idle mode and fuel consumption will stop. As there is no traction in the vacuum, speed will not decrease by itself, at least in most of the cases. Another level of monitoring the status of equipment are diodes that we put on the slots. Their color will represent current status of the device. In addition to that, some of the equipment will have their dedicated effects that will show that the device is powered and turned on. From now on, player will not be limited to top-down view which is attached to the astronaut. New option is to use the camera system. It will be included into every ship and will contain fixed amount of cameras. That system will allow the player to see other places of the ship without the need to go there. It might sound trivial for the holder as it is very small, but the need for it will rise higher in Demeter, but especially in Aphrodite. Apart from internal views, there might be a drone camera located outside the ship. A good example of usage of this system is easier detection of the fire in other parts of the ship. We have improved animation in no gravity state and its transition to gravity state. We have also added a player state when astronaut is dead. We have added more than an hour of new music. Some of it can be listened outside the game. I will provide the link in the description of this video. Some of the events, or let's say incidents on the ship will require minigame to be played to decide on the outcome of that event. It might result, for example, in a positive or negative bonus I have mentioned earlier in this video. In this version we have added 4 minigames that are functional now. Of course, like most parts of the game, their look is not yet final. It looks rough, but it's enough to explain principles and test it. Distress signal analyzing will be used for decoding messages received from the space or found in other ways. Neural network. The goal of this minigame is to set up small neural network to match fixed input with the output. In the future we will expand it with more variations and complexity. Liquid composition 1. In here, player will try to create ideal mixture of ingredients where each of them contains different amount of vitamins. Liquid composition 2. In this minigame, player will be creating a mixture by collecting ingredients using small probe. We have also expanded interfaces to some of the equipment types. Radars now have interface that can parse decoded messages. Training machine contains framework for exercise trainings. We also spent quite a lot of time in designing incidents. There will be randomly or statically generated events that occur during the travel. For example, astronaut can fly by other ship that by all means is dead, but contains fuel container. Player then will be presented with a choice to take that fuel or completely ignore the other ship. We will have dozens of such events to provide more unique playthrough. In addition to that, we are planning to expose a system where players can create their own events as, let's say, mods. We already started working on specifying how players can communicate with the game through text files. Apart from what was mentioned, we work on many other parts of the game. As they are not visible to the user yet, we will skip explaining all of them for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time.